What it do, what it do, what it do, what it do? What up, gang? It's your baby girl, GEINY. Haven't hit the like and subscribe button yet. If you haven't done that, please take a quick moment to go do that right now. Especially for those of you who are new to my channel. My name's Haynes, and where the fun begins. But anyways, what up to those who are new, and hi to the ones who've been here. So today I'm going to be giving you guys a quick story time about the time when I almost got kidnapped. Yes. This actually happened like a couple of times, but this is like one of the most serious ones that's happened to me. So, I'm just gonna get right to the point. So this happened about a year and a half ago. Yeah, it was April 20. Hold on, because I know I separated the dates, so y'all can know. Hold on, I'm gonna give you exact time and exact date. All right, so I got it. So I took a screenshot of it. So it happened April 28th of 2020. So right now we're we're in August 14th, 2021. So it's been a little bit over a year. So I'm saying like a year and a half or so. So yeah, it's been over a year, and at first I didn't feel comfortable talking to nobody about this. Only a few people knew, but I posted it on my story because it was like insane, like on Snapchat. I just thought it was freaking crazy, because before all that happened, let me just tell you guys. So basically, on April 28th, 2020, I'm going to be posting a screenshot right here, so you guys can see and everything right here, of what I wrote and stuff. On April 28th of 2020 at 9:06, I posted this. This actually happened a couple hours before I posted it, because I was just shook at the fact that it happened. I think I posted this 3 hours after it happened, or 2 hours and a half, I think. Yeah, because I got out of work at like 6 some or 7. And okay, so I work at this grocery store. Okay, I work at this grocery store called Market Basket. And I was at work with my people and stuff, like the people, my crew members, and we were there. And me, I'm the type of person where I like to joke around about everything. Like, to me, everything's like a joke, except when you really got to take things serious. So, we were joking around, goofing around, this and that, because we just like to have fun. I love to have fun. And we were joking about, like, because it was this guy standing outside of Market Basket, and me and my friend were going, like, in and out of the store, and the guy was just, like, there, like a weirdo. So, like, we were just making fun of him. We're like, why is he standing there? Like, he's so weird, this and that. And, like, it was funny because, like, this guy was on his bike, and he just kept, like, surrounding, like, the store. And the outside, he just kept surrounding it and surrounding it and surrounding it. And me and my friend were really just, like, okay, like, boo. Fuck. So we were just there, this and that. We were like going in and out. We were like, yo, he's not weird, like this and that. And then we were with a group of other people there, and we were just like joking, like, oh, like, what if he like comes and like kidnaps one of us, like this and that. And we were like, and then I remember I had to walk home that day because my parents couldn't pick me up, and I didn't have my license at the time. So, or did I? I think I had my permit. I don't freaking know. I don't remember. I don't think I did. But my parents had to pick me up, and I'm the type of person where I'm not impatient. Like, if I call you, come pick me up right now. I shouldn't even have to call you. You should be outside waiting for me by the time I get out of work, because I told you what time I get out. It's for a reason. But my parents, they can't follow that rule. Hispanics, like some Hispanics, don't know when the exact time is. So those are my parents, and they're like behind 2 hours. So I was aggravated as hell. I was like, what the hell? Like, I've been waiting for like 30 minutes and like nothing. So my mom was like, oh, walk home because, we're not home. So I was like, of course, like always. So, et cetera, et cetera. Before that, we were just joking around, like, and I was like, oh, imagine I get kidnapped when I walk home or something like that. And they were like, imagine. Somebody was like, I hope you do get kidnapped. And I was like, I'm going to get kidnapped. Watch, you're not going to see me tomorrow. I remember saying those exact words. I was like, watch, you're probably not even going to see me tomorrow. And if you don't see me tomorrow, remember why. Like, And that's exactly what I said to them. And then we were laughing, like the staffs and stuff, because, you know, we thought it was a joke. Like, we thought, nothing crazy. It was my friends and stuff. And we were just joking around. Okay, so the time that I'm supposed to leave hits. And I think it was like 7 or 6 something or 7. I'm pretty sure it was 7 because it was like kind of like darkish. But it wasn't. And I remember I was scared to walk home. I wasn't scared, but I was just like, I feel iffy because it was getting dark. And then, you know, we had this weirdo outside the store, like surrounding the store and stuff. So we have like 2 different entrances. And we were like at the bottom part. Like the main entrance is like at the top. And this is like the side where you kind of exit the most and stuff. So I went out through there and we were outside and stuff. And then we have the guy still there. And I'm like, why is this guy, like, still there? Like, what is he looking for? So we didn't think anything of it because he was just a random person on a bike. We didn't think anything of it. So I go outside. We go outside, whatever. Everybody's waiting for their rides and stuff. And I noticed that I start walking. And I noticed that the guy is just standing there, like, staring at me. So I look back and I'm like, okay. Like, why is he looking at me, weirdo? Yeah, I know I'm cute, but anyways, I just kept walking. I didn't think anything of it. So, you know, I'm walking, and now I'm like past the entrance because, like I told you guys, there's 2 different entrances. I'm like past the entrance to turn left to take that street down to, you know, go up my house and stuff, this and that. And the guy is now like behind me, so he's like in his bike or whatever, you know. And I didn't know he was behind me until I seen him swerve by, and I was like, oh shit. You scared me. I literally told him, oh shit, you scared me. And then he laughed. And I was like, ooh, like Jesus. But I didn't think anything of it. So I keep going. So I'm like, at first, I keep going down the street and I feel like he's following me. So I stop and I turn around and I look at him. And he looked at me dead in my face and I was just like, okay, like maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe he's walking the same way I'm walking. So, you know, I keep going and he's following me. So then I stop again. And I look back at him. And then when I look back at him, he looks at me and then he crosses the street. Okay? Because there's like, a street coming down. So there's 2 sidewalks and stuff. And I'm in the side. And then he crosses it to go to the other one. So when he crosses to go to the other one, I was like, whew, like, damn. Like, that was scary. Like, why was this guy following me? Whew, maybe I'm crazy. So, you know, I wasn't thinking anything of it. So I'm walking. And then I got to cross the street to go up, because you know how you gotta hit that button to cross the street. So, you know, I was ready, crossing the street to go hit my button. The guy is waiting there, still, like, waiting. He could have been across the street, but he was waiting there. So I was like, so I looked that way, and I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, I'm out in the open. Like, if anything happens to me, anybody can witness it, you know, anybody can call the cops or anything like that. And I don't think this guy's gonna do anything to me in the middle of the street where everybody's, like, crossing, cars are going crazy. This and that, excuse me. So I'm waiting there to hit the button. And the guy hits it for me. And I was like, oh, thank you. Because, you know, you have to have manners. And then it was like, oh, you're welcome. And he's like looking at me. And I'm like, and I look at him. And I'm like, okay. Like, now I'm feeling a little bit uncomfortable. Because he keeps staring at me. Like, it's not even a glance. Not even a look. It's just a stare. And I'm just like, and this is like a dark guy. Like, he's like dark skinned. He had a hoodie on. A black hoodie. I remember he had a black hoodie. And he had this big ass bike. And he had a backpack on as well. And, like, I can't even remember his face, but it was just, like, at the moment, bro, everything just disappeared. So I'm over here, like, looking at him, and I'm like, why is he looking at me? So then he's, like, looking at me, and then he said something, and I was like, excuse me? And then he was like, is your name Paola?
What?
What?
Bro, what are you talking about, man? Bro, I'm out, man. That nigga's tripping.
Wait, what? Hold on, what the fuck? So, rewind that. I was standing there, and he was standing there. And he looks at me in my face, and I'm looking at him, and he asks me, is your name Paola? Mind you guys, my name's Haynes, but my middle name's Paola. So on everything like social media, anything, I just use Paola because, you know, when I was little, my mother would always tell me, oh, don't use your name for like things like that. And I never knew why she would say that. But like ever since I was little, now everything on my social media is Paola. Like my Facebook, my Snapchat, everything's just Paola. So people like basically know me by Paola because that's what I go as on every social media. So, you know, he was like, is your name Paola? And, like, my first instinct was like, yo, who's this dude? Like, I don't even know him. Why does he know my name? And, like, the crazy part was, like, what scared me more was that when you work, you have your badge with your name on it and the years you've been working. So I don't know if he was trying to be funny or whatever, or maybe it was a coincidence. I don't know. But my name clearly said, hey, niece, right there, like on my thing. And I don't know if he read it or not. So I said, yeah, but then I was quick with it. And I was like, no, my name's hey, niece. Like, and he was like, no, your name is Paola. And then, like, at this time, like, the light was turning green. Like, everything was happening so quick. So I was just crossing the street, and I was just ignoring him. So I started crossing the street, and I was like, what the fuck? Like, that's not weird. So he's like, yo, it's your name Paola, it's your name Paola, it's your name Paola. And I was like, my name's Hey Niece. And he was like, no, it's not. Oh, hell no. And then he was getting, like, a little loud with me, and I was like, excuse me, like, I don't know you, so I don't know why you're screaming at me. Like, don't raise your voice at me. I don't know you. And I already told you my name's Niece. And then he was like, okay, but your middle name's Paola. And then I was just like, what the fuck? Like, that just took me off. And I was just like, okay, whatever. Like, maybe a friend or something, a friend's friend or something. So I was like, yes, my name's Paola. Okay, now, can you please get away from me? Because now at this point, he was really close to me. And I felt like he was in my bubble. So I was literally like, excuse me, sir. Can you, like, move, please? Because now you're in my bubble. And I feel very uncomfortable. And you're yelling at me. So can you please back up? And then it was like, okay, my bad. I'm sorry. And then I keep walking. And then he's, like, behind me. And then I stop. And I turn around. And I was like, yo, are you following me? Because at this point, I just got aggravated as hell. So, my temper just started, like, rising. And I was just like, bro, are you following me? And then he like laughs and he goes, ha ha ha, no, I'm not following you. And I was like, all right then. So can you please walk over there? Like, go to the other side of the street. And then he was like, okay. So he goes to the other side of the street. I was like, oh my God. So now I pretend like I'm on my phone and I keep walking. And mind you, when I'm walking, I look up and he's crossing the street and he goes in front of me. So I'm just like, bro, stop. Like, what do you want? Like, I literally told him, like, what do you want? Like, why are you in front of me? Like, please leave me alone. Give me personal space. I don't know you. I don't want to know you. I don't want anything to do with you. Just stop. Back up, please. I feel harassed. And then he was just like, you can't say you feel harassed. I haven't even done anything. And I was like, what is that even supposed to mean? Like, what do you mean you haven't done anything?
Let me put it in a language you can understand.
Back up, please. Like, I feel mad uncomfortable. I'm asking you nicely. And if I have to ask you again, I'm literally going to call the cops on you. And he's like, call the cops. And I was just like, sir, what is your problem? I don't know you. Mind you, this was a guy who was, like, really young. He was either in his, like, late teens, like 19s or 18s, or he was no older than 22. So he was somewhere in between there. And I was just like, can you please stop? Like, I was being so nice, respectful. I asked him nicely, and he wouldn't listen. So then he was like, call the cops. And I was just like, I really will. Like, please, I'm asking you nicely. Like, I'm just trying to get home. And you're, like, really, like, preventing me from doing that. And he was like, okay, so go home. I'm going to bring you home. And I was like, no, thank you. Like, I don't need you to bring me home. I know how to get home on my own. I don't need your help or anything like that. And then he was like, all right, whatever. Like, I know where you live anyways. And I was just like, bro, like, what?
I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
And he's like, yeah, you live so and so. So he literally told me exactly where I live. And that's when I got, like, scared. Like, I got shook. And I was like, if you don't back up away from me right now, I'm going to call the cops. So I literally dialed 911. And I was like, and if you touch me, I swear to God, bro, I'm going to throw hands with you. Like, I literally told him, I don't care if you're a man. I don't care. We're going to get that.
And his name is John C.
And then he was like, you don't have to hit me. I'm just saying. And I was like, you're so weird. Like, you're so creepy. Like, please back up. Like, I don't know you. Okay, that's good for you. Great. Can I go on my merry way now? And he was like, okay. So then he crossed the street again. So now I'm speed walking. And I'm a little scared. I'm nervous. So mind you, where I'm walking up, there's like a hot block. And there's always a group of guys who are always like smoking and drinking. They're like weirdos. Let's just call them weirdos. And they always just gather up there. So I never go by the street. But, I went by the street because there's always a lot of people there. So I'm over here thinking like, oh, my God, if I go by the street, if anything happens to me with this guy, somebody's going to see something. So it's still a hot street, but it's always full of people who basically like gangbangers or whatever. So now I was just like, well, like if something happens to me, one of them is going to like say something or do something. Worst mistake ever. So I'm walking up the street. And all these guys are outside, and I'm like nervous now, and I'm panicking. Now I'm speed walking, and now and while I'm speed walking, the guy's like, pedaling a little faster, and I'm like, bro. And then I look back, and he's like pedaling faster. So now I'm like running. Now I'm like running up the hill, trying to get home, scared as shit, running. The guy starts crossing the street and chasing after me, and there's a car coming. So when he tries to cross the street again, he falls on his back, like his bike falls in the street and it falls on him, and he falls backwards. And I just laughed a little, and the car that was coming, the car seen that I was scared and panicking and running, so that's why they came faster, so he wouldn't like go after me. So I think that car, whoever that was, thank you so much. They came faster, and they were like, are you okay? And I was like, yeah, like, and I started panicking, and then I had tears coming down my eyes, and they were like, are you okay? Like, do you need help? But like, I wouldn't really trust him because like, this is a stranger. I don't really know him, especially if it was a guy. It was a guy. So I was just like, I get it, thanks for your help, sir, but like, no. Like, I get it, thanks for your help, sir, but like, no.
Like, I get it, thanks for your help, sir, but like, no.
No! God, please, no! No!
So, he like came faster, and then the guy fell backwards, and then he got up from his bike. So I'm like running. And while I'm at the top, where like what the lights are, I'm going to turn right. And then I see a group of men outside, and they're all like looking at me, and they're whistling and stuff. And then like a couple of them got in their car. And I don't know if it had to do with me or what it was. I don't know if this guy was part of this little groupie that was going on. I don't know what was going on. But I was scared as shit. And all I know is I was running without looking back. So when I'm already at the top where I see where's a busy street, I look back, and the guy is not where he fell. Like, it happened so quick. I look back, and I'm like, where the fuck did he go? Like, he was just chasing me. So, I had a little relief. I was like, whew, like, whatever. He disappeared. So now I'm walking. And I'm walking. I'm on the busy street, but I'm still, like, speed walking. Because now I want to get home at this point. I'm scared. I want nothing to do with it. I just want to get home. And I'm going home. So while I'm going home, I cross a couple of streets, and this car is like coming after me while I'm walking, and I keep noticing that the car is slowly driving after me, and I keep looking. I'm like, okay. So then I'm like, so the car's slowing down, and he rolls his window down, and I'm like, oh my god. And he's looking at me, he's whistling at me. I was just like, oh my god. But like, I didn't find that weird because guys whistle at me all the time, like creepy old men and stuff. Whew, I had to turn the AC because it was freaking hot. But anyways, creepy old men like whistle and stare all the time. So I got used to this ever since I was little, whatever. I didn't pay much attention. But when like all of them started hissing at me and talking to me, I was just like, all right, like this is so freaking weird. Like what is going on? So now I start speed walking, and I grab my phone and I pretend like I'm on the phone. So I'm just like, mommy, what? Like, yeah, you want me home? Okay, I'm coming right now. I'm there in like 2 minutes. Open the door because I'm downstairs. Like making it mad loud so they can hear me and leave me the fuck alone. Clearly that wasn't a hit for them. So, the car then starts going faster, like in front of me. So I was like, okay, whatever. Whew, they went. They disappeared and turned on the street. So when I cross the street, the car is parked right there, waiting for me to get there. And when I get there, two guys get out of the car, bro. Get out of the car and start talking to me. And I was just like, what the hell? Like, leave me alone, please. And mind you, I'm over here looking for the guy that was in the bike. So that was already one of them. And then these two over here, like, telling me to get in the car. They're like, come here, get in the car, come here. We just want to show you something, this and that. And I was just like, no, what the hell? So then this other one gets out of the other side, and I start running, and he starts chasing me.
Why are you running?
He was dressed in all gray, and he just starts chasing me. And I was just like, oh my freaking god, like, yo, I'm a little athlete, bro. Like, when I was younger, I used to do track and stuff. So, I still had it in me when I was in shape. Right now, I gained a couple of pounds. But I was in shape at the moment. So I was just speeding, sprinting home in khakis, my uniform, scared as shit, running down the street. Cars were beeping at me because they were like, what the hell's going on? Like, and I was just sprinting. I had a boyfriend, so I called him. My first instinct was just calling him. I called him and I was like, baby, like I'm scared. Like these guys are following me. They chasing me. This and that. So he lived 3 minutes away from me driving, but in car 3 minutes away. But walking it was 15 minutes. So he was in shape himself. So I was just like, babe, like, I'm scared. This and that. Can you please, like, and he had a brother and he had his best friend who also lived near me. So he came in my house in less than 7 minutes. Literally came sprinting to me. Sprinting. Because I was like, when I tell you, in tears, crying. It was so dramatic. It would, like, I'm not saying dramatic, but like the way when you see it, like the scene was just so crazy. Like I couldn't even think. So my first instinct was calling him. He called his brother, the best friend. They all pulled up. And I'm over here running, like sprinting. So then the guy in the gray runs back and gets in the car with the other ones. And then they go like with their car to go chase me. And then when I was running home, because I was still like running home, the guy almost chasing me to my house. So he was 2 streets away from getting to my house. And when I get home, like, I'm waiting for like my boyfriend to pull up. And I'm like, babe, like, where are you? Like, he's following me. And then there was a group of them outside. And they were all coming towards me. And he pulls up and he's like, exhausted as hell. But he was like, what's up? Like, what happened? This and that. So he is there. And when he's there, I'm telling him the story. I'm like bawling my eyes out and telling him this and that. And he's like, show me where they are, like this and that. So they were there at the moment. They see me waiting for somebody. And when they see him pull up, they all left. Like, literally, they all, like, I don't know what the hell happened to them. But it was him, his best friend, and his brother. They all just came. Like, in 2.5 seconds, they all came. And I was like, they're over there. And I was trying to show them where they were. But, like, they literally were gone. Like, literally gone. Because they seen him pulled up. They all seen him pull up. Like, they was not playing. They all 3 of them. There was 3 of them. And there was, like, 5 of those guys. But they didn't care. They still came. And I was scared as shit. They were like, they were telling me, like, stay in the corner. I was, like, running. I was, like, out of breath. I was just, like, like, panicking. Like, my heart was beating so fast. Like, I couldn't even think. So then I called my mother, and I was telling her. And you know what this woman did? You know what this woman did when I called her? And I was telling her how I almost got kidnapped. She laughed. She literally laughed. Like, what? What kind of freaking reaction is that? I told you that I almost got kidnapped. And your first reaction is laughing? She told me you should have ran faster.
Really, nigga?
What? I was running, trying to save my life. And your first reaction is laughing. And then she hits me with the, why didn't you call your dad? Fuck, I was gonna call my dad for. You guys were all the way in freaking Jupiter. So I used common sense and called the person that was closest to me, which was my boyfriend at the moment. You know what I'm saying? So I called him. And he got there in like 7 minutes. And you're telling me to come. What was I? Papi, I'm getting chased. Can you come? What was he gonna do? Take his sweet times like he did when I told him to go pick me up on Market Master? Like, no. I'm gonna put 2 and 2 and make it 1. And then she was like, well, you should have called him like this. And I was like, so I hung up because I was just mad. Like, she wasn't even thinking of the fact that I almost really got snatched. But then when I go missing, you're gonna go worried. And then, like, oh my God, my daughter's in that posters. And, you know what I'm saying? So, like, for that to be her first reaction really pissed me off. Because that's not something to joke around. And the fact that I was joking about it before it even happened pissed me off more. So, they stood with me for a couple of minutes or like an hour, I don't really remember, to calm me down. Like, he asked me, my boyfriend at the moment asked me, do you want me to stay with you? Like, I'll stay here. And like his mom, like, because he just ran out the house. And his mom was like, what happened? And then his brother was explaining to his mother, like, what happened? And he was telling him, like, catch up with me after, like, because, his brother was taking a while. So he was like, meet me there. And everything was just so hectic and crazy. And his mom was telling me, like, you need to buy pepper spray with you. Keep it with you all the time because this is not for weirdos like that. So after that happened, like, I was so scared to even be upstairs by myself. Like, even though I was home alone, I was just scared because the fact that guy knew my middle name, exactly my middle name, he knew. And then he told me exactly where I live. He was like, you live on this street, this house, and I was just like, what the hell? That creeped me out more. And then the fact that those guys were chasing me. So I don't know if those guys did it to be funny or if they were part of the crew with the guy. I also didn't know what happened to the guy on the bicycle either. Like, it was just so crazy. I was home having a panic attack, waiting for my family to get home, bawling my eyes out still because I couldn't believe what almost happened. Like, It was just so insane, bro. Like, I literally almost got snatched. You know what I'm saying? And it was just crazy. I couldn't believe it. Like, how it could have happened in a blink of an eye. Like, crazy as hell. And, you know, my mom gets home and I'm bawling my eyes out. And I'm like, Mommy, like, I got chased by like 4 or 5 guys. This and that. Blah, blah, blah. And I was scared. And she was telling me, like, do you remember what they look like? And I was just like, no. Like, there was just so many of them. I couldn't think. I was just running. You know, telling her and crying. So after a few hours, you know, I was shook. So I was kind of pissed as well. And I went on Snapchat. I'm going to post a screenshot right here. And I was just like, I said, I'm still traumatized at the fact that I really just got chased and almost kidnapped by 4 to 5. You know what the funny part is that at work, we was laughing about it. And then shit really almost happened. I was dead ass crying with no fucking clue what to do and nothing to defend myself with. That was my biggest fear because I was just one of me and like 17,000 of them. And like, what if one of these guys really grabbed me? Like, all I can do is kick and punch and scream. And no weapon, no pepper spray, no nothing to stop them or even get a chance to distract them to get a chance to run. That was my biggest fear. So I had no location. Like, ever since that, I made sure to share my location with somebody because I was not having it. Like, literally Life 360 in this bitch. Like, no, literally. All my friends have my location. Whoever I talk to has my location. Because, no, I'm not going through that. Hell no. Ever since, you know, no. Even my mom had my location at a point. I said, and my mom really laughed, ... with the emoji. Like, I hope she's also laughing when she can't find me, fun and run away. I was being mad petty. But I was really tight at the fact that she really laughed when I told her that. I always be playing with that shit. But I would never think that that shit would really happen. So like I was telling you guys, that we were joking around, playing, kidnap, and then it really almost freaking happened. 4 to 5, bro, lesson learned. So when I say lesson learned, I meant like, I'm not joking with that shit no more. And ever since I've never joked, you seen that fly? Ever since I never joked around about getting kidnapped or nothing like that. And then I put another post, this one right here. I was like, funny part is that these knew who the fuck I was and where I worked. Like, my middle name and everything. Live in some more. Where I lived in some more. Like, interrogations and all. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I was really, like, scared for my life. And I was so traumatized, bro, that I literally didn't leave my house for, like, a week straight. And when I did leave, I was mad careful. Everywhere I looked, I would always look over my shoulder. I would be on FaceTime with somebody. Like, it was just, like, the scariest moment of my life. And ever since that, I never, like, went out by myself. I wouldn't be going out at night. If I go out at night, I'd be sprinting. I'd be in my car waiting to see for all the cars to leave. And then I'd be running to get to my door. Because I'm not playing, bro. I'm not playing. Like, that shit's mad scary. Like, it almost happened to me and my cousin in Philadelphia. You know, like, will these guys, like, try to, like, talk to us, talking about, oh, what's your name? But, like, it was nothing crazy like now. Like, I was by myself. So, it's like I really can't, I couldn't believe it. I was shook. Like, that really almost happened to me. Like, to me. You know, out of anybody, that could happen to me. And it's just not me. There's a lot of people that happens to, you know, where I live. Like, that's a common thing now, where everybody's just disappearing and stuff. But I was just shook when that happened. I was like, bro, like, hell no. No, not I. But yeah, so from that, I learned my lesson. So, like me, all I gotta say is, like, be careful when you females be going out there. Especially if you catch, like, these creepy guys' attentions a lot. You know, make sure you have your pepper spray with you, or pocket knife, or anything that you feel like might protect you. A whistle, you know, alarm, anything, bro, anything. Have 911 ready on speed dial. Always, something I suggest is when you're going somewhere that you've never been to before, or if you're gonna link with somebody you've never, like, linked before, you know, sneaky link. Always make sure you send your address to somebody. Send them to somebody so they can know, or your location, so they can know the last place you were or exactly where you are before you get to where you're going. You always need somebody to know. Because I feel like that's the safest thing ever. Like, if you go missing for a couple of days, like, this is the last address she sent me, so they're gonna start investigating quick from there. I feel like that's a way to process things faster, because the way people are disappearing nowadays and how things are moving, and most of all these females disappearing and dying, and like, you know, it's just not okay. Like, society is going crazy, bro, and I'm just like scared myself. Like, I feel like I'm scared for the future. Like, when I'm older and I want to have kids, like now I'm even terrified to have kids because of the shit that I've been going through as a child. Imagine my kids in a couple of years with how crazy this generation is getting. So it's like, I don't even know, like, it's just crazy. So like I was saying, like, make sure you share your location with people who you trust. You know, if you don't care about who knows where you are, share your location. People who you trust, send them the location where you're going, unless you're where anything that you think might help, just do it, please, for the sake of you and everybody who loves you. Like, because I really learned my lesson from that. Like, ever since I don't play about my shit. Like, no. Like, you know, also another thing I learned is don't be accepting friend requests from everybody that you don't know just because of the clout and stuff. Like, that's another stuff I learned. Like, when I was younger, I would love friend requests from everybody. But now growing up, I really learned, like, keep people away, keep a small group of people near you. Don't tell your business to everybody, because it's just the little shit that really makes the big difference. So yeah, guys, so that was just my little quick story time about the time I almost got kidnapped. And yeah, like, I hope you guys really find what I told you useful. Like, you know, keep an eye open. Don't have trust for everybody, because that shit's just crazy. Don't be giving your information out like that, even through text, nothing, because you never freaking know. So I just thank God that I'm here right now, that I'm saved, that, you know, that the people that I called that were there for me, because I wouldn't know where I would be right now. So I thank God. Like, I always got to thank that man up there, because for real, this is all the people who leave and never come back. So I'm thankful. But yeah, like I said, guys, I hope you guys enjoy watching my video. Please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, all of the above, and I'll be back to you guys for more story time. Bye.
Baby girl, you bad.